The next thing we are going to do is we are going to proceed to change ownership of files. Let's say we have an employee called James, and then James loses his job or James moves to another company. We bring in Peter, and Peter has to work on some of the projects that James used to work on. So it makes more sense to assign all the files that were owned by James to Peter, and I will teach you this assignment. And it's a command we call chown, which just means change ownership. This is the command chown, change ownership. So we're going to start this lab by creating a few users. Now I'm going to create a user called Peter. So add Peter, and I'm the root user, so I can create any user, but I'm not going to give him a password. I'm going to cd to the /opt directory. Now what we are going to do is there is a file called food, and if you see, the file called food is owned by roots, and the group is called roots. It's the file we did in that previous exercise. I'll go ahead and delete that file. I want to create a new file. So I'm going to touch a new file called, or I just create a new file equal I like cassava and avocado. Yeah, I like that. So I will go ahead and I'll redirect it to a file called cassava. So I just created a file cassava. You would see under the content of the file, if I cut the file called cassava, is I like cassava and avocado. Excellent. The next thing I'm going to do is, if you see, we look at the permission LL, the long listing, you see it was created by the root. That's the user, the owner is the root, and the group is the root. So I want to change, I know I have a guy in there because I'm the root user. I don't have time to work on cassava. I want James to work on the cassava files. So I want to assign that file to James. So I'm going to go ahead, chown, it means change ownership, chown, and I'm going to say James, and then I'm going to say cassava, and I will hit enter. I want you to watch what happens. First of all, remember the permission over here. The first permission is owned by roots and the group is root. Now I just say chown James and then cassava. I'm going to hit enter. I'm going to do LL one more time. Now see who owns it. The owner is changed. You see, this file cassava is now owned by James, and the group is still the root user. So that is how you change ownership of a file. Let's say we wanted to change both the owner and the group, everything to be James. Let's create another file again. I'm going to touch a file, just an empty file called mango. I hit LL again, clear my screen, LL. You will see that mango is owned by root and the group is root. I want to change everything. I want mango to be owned by James and the group should be James. So I'm going to say chmod James colon, that's James for the user, and then James now for the group. Excellent, then I just say mango. That's how easy it is. I hit enter. chown, not chmod, guys. chown. Chmod is for permission. chown, change ownership. It clearly says that invalid mode. We're not doing ownership. We're not doing permission. We're doing ownership. chown James column James. Then I hit mango. That works. I hit LR now, and you see now the file called mango is owned by James, and the group is also James. I will do it one more time, guys. Now I'm going to touch another file again called guavas. We'll do an LR. See, it's owned by roots and the group is roots. I want Peter. Remember, I created a user called Peter. I want him to own everything. And when you create a user in Linux, he also has a group to his name. If I create John, John is going to have a group called John. If I create Peter, Peter is going to have a group called Peter. So we've created a user called Peter, and he also has a group called Peter. So I'm going to assign the guavas to Peter. I'm going to say change owner, not chmod, owner, chown. Peter for the user who want to own, and the group is also called Peter. And what are we changing for guavas? I hit enter. If I do an LL again, you will now see that guava is owned by Peter and the group is called Peter. initially was owned by root and the group was called root. And the only reason I'm able to make this change is because I am the root user, right? You can only make changes of permissions on the files that you own, on your own files. You can't go change another person's files. So that's for security reasons. So we'll do one more exercise. Let's say we are in a hospital setting and we want to create a few groups. We have a user called Peter, he's a doctor, but we also have a group called doctor. So I'm going to create a group add doctors. This is a group for all the doctors. And Peter is a doctor. So I'm going to hit enter, that's added. Okay, group add doctors. If I cat /etc/group, that's where all groups are stored. Hit enter. If you look at the bottom, this is the latest group that's been created, doctors. So good. Now I want to create a file called medical, touch medical, and I want the doctors group to own this. I want this to be owned by the doctor group. So I'll say ch own, and I'm going to change it to who wants to own it, the doctor group. I'll say, okay, this file should be owned by maybe Peter, but the doctor group also, it should belong to the doctor group. And then I put medical. So that's how you can play with the ch own. In fact, there's another command, ch Peter, sorry, I wrote group instead of writing the word doctor, which is the name of the group. Peter, column, sorry, the group is doctors with S, not doctor. Doctors with S. There you go, it works now. And if you go ahead, this Peter, the owner, and the group is owned by doctors. And it's another command, chgrp, to change the group. So I could change the group from this file called medical, from doctors to, let me create another group. Let me call another group called nurse group at NURCE. In case you see this sign, it just means I hit Control C to go to a new line without executing the command, so don't get confused. So nurse, I added a group called nurse, and I want to change this medical file, the group from Peter, from doctors to nurse. And you can use the ch own, that works too, but another one is called chgrp. chgrp, change group, and what's the group name? The group name is nurse, the new group name I want to give nurse. What's the name of the file? Right now, this is the file, medical. Hit enter, there you go. ls-lh again, you will now see that medical is owned by nurse, no more by the group doctor. Anyway, that was a very brief introduction. Play with those commands. You're all right, you know it, and I want to know, it's sort of overwhelming, it's really, really easy, but the way this Linux stuff gets into your mind is through your fingers. You just have to type a lot, just play with it and play with it and play with it and play with it, and tomorrow it'll be second nature. It's just gonna be part of you. I love Linux, and I will see you at the top because that is where you belong. Thank you.